Good morning, student. I am your Stephen sir from ICRA English Medium. Today I am going to teach you class 9 subject English. The book which I am going to use is a Moment textbook. And today's chapter is chapter number 1, The Lost Child. A child goes to a fair with his parents. He is happy and excited and wants the sweets and toys displayed there. But his parents don't buy them for him. Why then does he refuse when someone else offers them to him? So this is the basically a common story where a small boy goes with his parents to a mela or a fair, and there he is lost and found by some other person. So this is a common story. So just pay attention so that you can get a brief information about this lesson. So let's get started. So I am not going to read from this. I have prepared my own notes so that you can get the overview of this chapter. The child goes to the fair. Fair means mela. It was a springtime. All the people were going to it. Some walked, some rode on horses, some in bullock carts. The little child ran with his parents. He was overjoyed when he remained behind. His father asked him to come. He remained behind to see the toys in the shops. The little boy wanted the toy, but his parents couldn't buy it. So they asked him to look at other things. Other things attract the child. It was the season of mustard flowering. The fields looked gold with it. The dragonflies were fluttering over the mustard flower. The child tried to catch one of them, but he was called by his mother. He ran gaily towards his parents. He heard the dove cooing. He had picked up the petals of the growing. He also ran round the banyan tree, but again he was called by his parents. The child with parents reaches the fair. Soon the child reaches the fair. He heard a sweetmeat seller calling gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi. The sweet shop was gently decorated with the different sweets. Seeing the sweets, the children's mouth watered. He said, I want that barfi. Barfi was his favorite sweet, but his saying so was unheeded. Various scenes in the fair. Different types of scenes in the mela. The child went ahead with his parents. He heard a flower seller saying a garland of gulmohar. The child went to the flower basket. He wanted a garland, but he knew his parents would refuse to buy him that. So he moved on. Then he saw a balloon seller. He had balloons of various colors. The child knew his parents would not buy him a balloon, so he walked on further. The child is lost. The child then saw a snake charmer. Snake charmer matlab safera. He was playing a flute to a snake. He went near the snake charmer, but he knew that his parents had asked him not to hear such music, so he went ahead. Then he saw a merry-go-round. Men, women, children, etc. were enjoying a ride on it. The children called, "I want to go on the roundabout. Please, father, mother." But there was no reply. The child had been lost. So you might have been experienced about this thing. This is very common thing which happens with a poor family. They cannot afford to give their children all these necessary things, unwanted things. The child is very bad shape. A full deep cry roses within the child's deep throat. He cried, "Mother, father," tears rolled down his eyes. He cried and ran and fro. But he couldn't see his parents. People laughed and talked. Then he ran to a shrine. There was a big crowd there. The child went a bit ahead between the people's feet, but he was pushed back. A man heard his cry. He lifted him up in his arms. So there is one other man's entry. He was looking to this child. He was crying. So he lifted him. The child is taken to the flower seller and sweet meat shop. The man then took the child to the flower seller. He asked him if he would like to put a flower garland around his neck. The child turned his nose. No, he only said, "I want my mother, I want my father." Then the man asked him which sweet he would like. The child turned his face. He only said, "I want my mother, I want my father." So you just imagine how poor this child was. And it happens with other children also. They get kidnapped or robbed by someone by giving this kind of greediness, lalchi. But this child, he did not took anything from him, not even a garland, not even a sweets. So this was the explanation of this chapter. I hope you understood it. Thank you so much.